Hey guys, right here. Back with more Vengeance. Prussia 6, of course. One of the best matchups in the game, honestly. This time, going to be going on board H. Vengeance hates board H. Oh. However, our positioning is not super scuffed early on, but as you can see, we don't have access to 1 very easily with G3, making it, you know, the priority to take care of coastal back-to-backs a little bit harder because we can't G3 into it simply and use Fiery Vengeance there. However, we do have another Dahan land which we can attack to compensate for that, 6. And there's also 5, so at least we will clear 5 to prevent the jungles back-to-back here on the stage 2. But let us see the drafts. Will we get another Carapace? Don't get Carapace this time. But we get Treacherous. So this is pretty interesting. Because the land 2 and 3 didn't come up, I don't have to immediately play Fetid here. It's kind of an indicator you don't really pay too much attention to. But you don't want to be overly greedy with turn 1 plays, especially if these show up. It's best to play Fetid on turn 1 with these to prevent the ultimate worst cases of that land type coming up again and again via coastal in stage 2, whichever one you decide to take Blight on. Gold's Allure, obviously a godly vengeance card, godly control card. Could be used this turn even to just pull out of land 3 if that explores and another explorer, so it covers the land 5 situation, so I don't actually have to play Fiery Vengeance as well, and it also helps clear our coast there. It allows me to get a little bit extra fear off the town into land 5, but we still get the increasing aggression edge case, which happens anyway if it explores and then ravages, so if it doesn't explore, there's no increasing aggression edge case to really worry about. Treacherous Water Waves gives us a second solve on 6 in exchange for our disease, which is pretty nice because if we solve for back-to-back, which is another priority, coastals or back-to-back, we're looking at those. Gold's Allure gets 2, kind of helps deal with land 3 as well. Doesn't really help us with 4, even though we strife it. And it basically only keeps these lands clean because 7's going to Blight and then I'm going to have to clear it anyway. The mountains are pretty bad positioning here, so Gold's Allure's like positioning based on board H, pretty scuffed. Yeah, G and H have really scuffed land adjacencies, so I like Treacherous Waterways here. It's going to influence kind of a bottom heavy build, so we can get access to fire more easily. I'm going to place in here to get access to 1 range, access to 1. And be in lands with the Han. Although I don't need to be in there, which it means I could be in land 2, which is pretty important presence to have in case I want to take Blight in there. It does allow me to keep 1 range access to 8 though, considering I'm probably going to lose the 7 presence. So we'll do that. Ooh, wetlands back-to-back. Nice. Okay, so I can put this in the Beastland and kind of let the mountains go, and then the mountains has to kind of go away anyway. Or I can start getting Grimtoll Tekken 2. I think the plan is just start getting Grimtoll Tekken 2. If it comes up, you know, we get to kill that town fairly easily. I want to get some Nice leverage here, so I'm gonna G3 again. Keep card scaling into this matchup, which is very important. Very nice. We do get a defend. And defends really great into Prussia to help control things. Now, I did grab the 0, and I do have a buffer. So I can go on low energy build here and not leverage the disease. And get to 4. And underplay. It's probably not best to underplay and go to 3, so... We do have to skip next turn, so we can underplay and go to 3 and just do it anyway. So if I get 4 to 3, I can't play both cards, but I can just play strike low and get to 3 plays next turn and take a turn for scaling, and then scale up and use the 3 plays to my advantage, and hopefully I can control 4 if that is the case. Otherwise, I can reclaim and then double, you know, grow into 3 plays anyway and just make leverage of 2 powers instead of 1 here. Wetlands isn't going to come up back to back again, so that's totally fine that we don't need to double play strike low. We have the situation where we can do either, so very beneficial to take the opportunity to go on bottom and then escalate into 5 and probably just take like the excess from that. We only need to play really 1 card here, so 2, 3. If something wild does end up happening though, I have this as a safety net. And I can move this wherever I want to, so I kind of like the flexibility of Plague Bearers here, especially if I'm going to reclaim it. I don't like that becoming a build, that's for sure. So we have to take to turn 2 farmers. Let's just... unfortunately, let's kill that Dahan. It's a little bit better off. Add a Blight to a land with at least 2 towns and cities. And we get a choice there. Add a disease to a land with both Dahan invaders and 2 damage to Dahan there. Unfortunately, I'm going to take the disease there though. Let's allow the build there. Jungles. Pretty nice, so we're already in there. Isn't really nice. Could move that guy out if I put him in there, and bring the disease over to 5. Get the disease out of the Dahan land, and then group the Dahan up. I think that's probably the right play with that Plague Bearers. Allows me to ping that down too. Pretty nice back-to-back situation here we got going on. So we're going to Plague Bearers this guy. We get the Dahan in here. Get rid of the edge case. We're going to put the town in here. We're going to bring the disease over here. Savage Revenge. Clears that out. Get the disease in there for pings. And motion. I could actually bring it over there and play Plague Bearers again to stop that land, or I could delay and then play Defend the following turn and get lots of value off of that. I don't need to do anything too special here, so I could... next turn is really no threat, so I can play Strike Low. It's better to gain so in this turn, it's very greedy to just go to 3 plays and play 1 card play. It doesn't actually help us. So it's better to, and you can evaluate this by knowing that even if we played Strike Play this turn and did a Reclaim, you wouldn't have it available for next turn. Next turn we could see its jungles, and we don't need Strike Low in play at all. So it's better value to get higher action econ and information about what you can do in the future here, planning the next 2 turns out, even if you don't have Strike Low available the following turn. You know what other cards are available when you just G2 and grow 3 plays. So we're just gonna grow here and take Miner for more information. So Aquifer's mid game is pretty nice pickup, especially on that wetlands, because we can 1 damage to all +1 and pretty much chonk a ton, which is a really nice option. However, if Mountains comes up, getting this Strong and Constant Currents is a really nice move as well. We also have Weep. Weep helps us control kind of our blighted lands, so if we wanted to push stuff or anything, we could. It could also help us really chonk Fear and go for 4 plays bottom with zeros. So 4 plays bottom is kind of like what we really like in turn, but we didn't go to energy econ, so Infested Aquifers and Serpents is kind of hard to play off of, even though it gives us access to Forgets. A little bit more Forget fodder over here. Good Forget fodder for Missionaries on Strong Constant Currents. And yeah, I really do like it for 3. But we do have D5 on Domesticated for that. And then we can potentially play Fetid this turn. I did lose a Presence, so I can also clear 1 and get really high value. But I think getting Fetid in play, even though that gives us tempo in terms of not having to commit the defense next turn, committing the defense next turn is something we want to do because it's dual elements, so it gives us double innates, and we get tier 2 of probably right innate. If we play the Fetid this turn, this gives us a little bit more levers on what we can skip and do the following turn, say if Mountains comes up, etc. Or even not deal with this one and Plague Bear's 4 out or something like that, or something like 8. Since we do have 2 built-up lands, which our skips are pretty much committed to, I think I really like the Strong and Constant Currents pick, but I'm going to go with Weep because I want to support and try to grow to a 1E4 play build if I can support it. So that's going to be my goal for taking that one. Next turn, I do get to have to commit the defense if I do that, and we want to basically also commit Plague Bear's play, so over 2 rounds, so Fetid this turn makes sense, and we get our innates with the tier 2 if I play Weep next turn. So, and we do get the energy extra off of Reclaim, so this has to go out this turn as well. But I could also set up... So it has to be Mountain Sands or Coastal. Coastal gets solved even with the defense this turn. Fetid is really great, but I do kind of want to get Fire Innate. We do get one more escalation, and this is Coastal, so I kind of want to play into that. It would be a little bit of a waste if I couldn't use it, but I think it's okay. Mountain solves, it goes on to 4. Strong and Constant Currents makes me really like the Strong and Constant Current pick. I can do double tier 1s, as long as I have Animal next turn. So I think this is pretty good for now, actually. I really want to make use of this, and I really want to stay low econ. If it's Mountains, we get a lot of good value. Love City's Rise. Yeah, we'll go deal with that. Yeah, figured it would be Coast. A little unfortunate. We do need to be into 3, so I'm going to be there. And we do need to get back into 7 to kind of nuke that. For losses. Tier 2s allow us to kill the city as well. So we'll just chonk that. Kind of low play. Yeah, tier 1, tier 2. Ping that. That sucks. Hit by Earth. Let's do this because we're safe, believe it or not. And get defend 4 to all lands on the following turn. And each board with 4 Blight to a land without the Han. Gonna forget the Treacherous to get that defend 4 randomly. Have to add a second Blight here. I can make it so that the city doesn't build. And then I can push the town out. Not that good. Like being in wetlands. This is pretty safe, so let's just get rid of that. Unfortunately, we go blighted from that. We get Pro Lift. Let's just grab energy. In case there's removal events, we want extra disease in there, so I'm just going to throw it in that. Okay, let's add it to our land. Min 1! More cities in there. Okay, so I'll eventually have to take Blight on this mountains. Unless I deal with it. Kind of annoying to deal with. Maybe we don't deal with that mountains just yet. We deal with it the following turn. we deal with it like next turn, because then we just killed the instead of city build being a guild twice and having to deal with it twice, we just deal with it once, even though it builds another town. Because we're kind of running out of time. I kind of need to make use of that disease. I'll reduce the city count there. And get the disease in here. So I can tier 1 start pinging those. Kind of a waste, but... I think this is a little bit safer. We want zeros, and we want damage. We want to do stuff. Or fear. So let's take that fear. So now, we don't have the top animal, so we need 3 animals in play to do what we want to do. In case stuff comes up, Weep is pretty great. We need to put the skip into play. So, that's going to cost us. But, we are at 3 energy per turn, so that's great with zeros. We do need the defend. And let's chunk some fear, because we get Terror 2 with T2 with this, which gives us the access to hit 5, comes up, we use the defend 4 next turn, cover 6 and 3. Terror 1 can slowly chunk this. Or sorry, tier 1 epidemics can slowly chunk that. Nothing happens for this event. Run out of turns, but exploring builds and lands with beasts, okay. Big D. We're kind of covered there, so that's nice. I was thinking if I can get away with not having to skip this, it would be really nice. So let's put him into here maybe. Try to keep that wetlands reduced as much as possible. Let's obviously allow this. Nice. Coming up towards the end, just want to reduce this as much as possible. So now, mountains isn't coming up again, so we can use that D4 here pretty advantageously. Savage is going to take care of this mountain. And then we have 2 turns to kind of ping down these cities. It's building again, so it will build 1 more town, which is fine. So we use left innate for that. And then we're going to clear this out with right innate and then fiery combination. So 6 damage there. Next turn is probably going to be the answer for that one. We can move this safely now. And we get 3 more fear, just chunking the fear deck. And let's move that out to land 5. Because this will now be 1, 2, 3, 4, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 damage. But I can just use the defend. What's good here? Being able to do the same thing I've been doing. And then finish it up with Fiery the following turn. Fiery plus Epidemics. Yes. So we reclaim here. Don't need to use the majors this time. This is great. We can use this next turn to end as well. Or even this turn. We have the Sacred Site in there, so that's a pretty awesome pickup. If it has both, we want to put it in play. And can be greedy about it. This is tier 1, tier 2 again. So we're just gonna keep chunking. Tier 1. Six, 7, 9, 10. Okay, that's fine. Get one more Blight, I guess. Over here. Get Terror 3 conditioning there. No Blight from that. Oh, wait. Still get Blight. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1 over. Oh, tragic. Doesn't really matter where this goes. And let's clean it out. GG. Lot of random event blight and edge case event blight there, but for the most part nothing really hurt us too much. We added 1 blight on that wetlands, but 3 Blight off of just like event RNG. Kind of crazy. Fun game though. Hopefully that showcases another interesting, build variation for Vengeance here. Thanks for watching.